of these teams consider the real chance right now to grow into that top 16.
Like, there's nerves when you arrive, when it's all kind of new. You're plugging your mouse and keyboards, you're seeing the faces of players you've admired for years. But now your own story has its conclusion. One final game of Counter-Strike, a best of 3. And it starts on Nuke. MIBR, they've looked like they definitely have what it takes, but so have the Bad News Eagles. 2 teams, 1 spot. And it all starts with a pistol here on Nuke. I love this map pool. Catch a little glimpse at that. Ancient Vertigo, when and should we require them? And we're going to be jumping on into our first round. CT start for the Bad News Eagles and MIBR on the tee. Let's see what that game plan features to get us started.
Pretty heavy lobby presence here. Looking like they want to set up for maybe something a bit quick out top here once this yard presence has been taken from Cello. The Julie's up close and personal. Turtle creeping, crawling over towards ramp and having a bit of a looky-loo.
Out now, GXX will fall off. Maybe get a bait for Rigon. They may assume it's clear. He's going to have an opportunity here. 4 back to turn and immediately dispatches of the bomb. Garrier, Rigon popping off round 1. Deletes made in Brazil and there's still 1 left. The round is not done. Cello, completely evaporated team. Just him hanging out in yard and he's going to be cleared. Another quick click, but Rigon starts as he means to go on.
Rigon took his hands off the mouse and keyboard right there to celebrate those 4 massive kills. So I think he confused everybody, maybe even the people at home, that round was done and dusted. What a display that was. Hook, line, and sink of the bait was perfect. Check this one out again. In the back, we talk about how difficult it is with the USP to land shots like this. No problems whatsoever for Rigon. That is massive. And GXX, he even gets involved here with a 1 tap of his own. Great start for the Eagles. 1-0 up. And into the Glocks are MIBR, so expect this one to have the pace taken right out of it. Maybe slightly shell-shocked after that.
I still am, yeah. It's one way to do it.
Well, we know that the AKs will be coming out into the next round to play here for MIBR. If they could get a kill or 2, find themselves a bomb plant, make sure that they recycle the utility of the Eagles, have that reinvestment going into the next, and you can see it being limped out across the map here as they do just hit the brakes. No rush about this. 3 M4s have been invested into here, so it's imperative that Rigon, GXX, and Flatro do not drop these guns. Scenario and Synopsy, they can take a little bit of a look. They can have a little bit of a challenge here and try and farm up some extra cash if they would like, and I'm sure just by the nature of this, BNE know exactly what they're dealing with on the other side.
Yeah, there was absolutely no chance for a plant, if you can recall. So likely eco up against them, and you're not going to really force the issue, as you've highlighted. Those SMGs likely, when time does get narrowed down, you can see Synopsy starting to activate a little. Chips away at the shoulder blade of Jota.
I want to feed Rigon a little bit more here. Over towards ramp, the M4 this time. Spams on through. 1, 2, 3. To the lineup. This is simple stuff.
Rigoing, and Rigon. There we have it. 2-0 for the Bad News Eagles and 8-0 for him. That's not bad for a 2-round start.
Well, if you could get a clean 2-0, don't consider death, and the only 2 players have been necessary so far. So sure, Rigon and GXX are warmed up at least a little bit. Let's see if the others can start getting involved in some of this action here. The 2 SMGs are carried across. Not a problem when you're locking down top hut squeaky door. Should be able to operate sufficiently with these. But MIBR, this is where they get to set the tone of approach with their first buy round. Cross smoke towards red. Molly as well. An aggression from Rigon here.
He's not stopping. He wants to keep flowing, fragging up a storm. Rigon draws first blood again. Out top comes Cello. Synopsy safe initially. Sprays on down. Cello staying dynamic on the SMG. No bullets. Turtle cannot finish his first. It's Jota's flames that do pull us back into a 3v3, and this is not going to slow down. Scenario topside. GXX. They heard him. The spray should bring him down. He's jumping. Full Neo channeling his inner matrix. Down to a 2v2 now. The smokes, the frags. It's going to keep on going. This is a death match on top site. Woody in the edge of the smoke. It will fade. And so will the lights in his eyes. Flatro responsible, and Flatro doubles for the BNA 3-0 start.
Oh, getting fired up here. Look at Flatro firing up the troops early in this. And as mentioned earlier on in the piece, this is going to be all about emotions. You saw the quote there from the tweet from BNE talking about being able to manage those. But in a match like this, it's going to be hard to overcome that. You're going to have it in the back of your mind that you want to be focused on keeping it level and getting the job done. But round after round, as you move closer and closer to that potential legend stage berth, it's going to be hard to contain that excitement. Maybe a lighter buy here coming out of MIBR. They have invested in some util, so Squeaky blown off, smoke in front, causing a bit of confusion as far as the rotations go. No confusion there. Bullet straight through the smoke. Flatro easily takes down Cello.
It's a big scalp to take. Cello's been, cut short, but they do break through. Good flashes, Heaven's blind. Look at Turtle. Saneri barely gets vision back before Synopsy can at least trade. Needs this onto Woody. Delivers as well. Head visible, Jota hunted, and oh dear, Flatro pushes a little too far. Both of them dropping into the site to finish this fight, but he's gonna get away initially. The nade, good for it. And so a very quick and hectic start to our Nuke. Now, T-side Nuke can have multiple paces.
I want to dig in with the word quick there. The only round that was slow was the full Glock round where the intention was just to milk out utility, right? So this has been pacey. The first gun round, they were forced into a top reaction because of the yard pressure, right? They've gone, oh, it's heavy yard. Let's push multiple members out here. Let's take some space back. And they weren't able to capitalize. But the coach bit behind the crew. A legend of MIBR days, setting them up, having a bit of a chit-chat here, and wants to try and set the record straight. This would be a good opportunity now to establish a standard default gun round. Get the smoke walls up, cross over towards Secret, cause those rotations to happen. Because if you see the way that some of these rounds are played on out, aim has been a key. You see Synopsy coming up the heavens there, how clinical the shots were, right? And we've already seen Rigon and what he can do. So if you can force BNE to be overthinking situations or caught out of position with his rotations, that's what you want to do. Heads up Counter-Strike is not where you want to take on the Eagles here today. They're looking sharp.
Yeah, love the confidence. Not only does Rigon neutralize Ramp, but just immediately on the first gun round, takes himself yard, keeps that momentum, keeps that vibe, for lack of a better term. He's definitely feeling himself, and confidence is half of the game here in Counter-Strike. The mental side, not to be understated.
This is 2 openings here. The squeaky door blown off, and the yard wall out here as well. So a lot of resources used early here from MIBR. Double nades. The idea was there, the timing in favor of Cello, as he will make it across right now, using the smokes, but they used a lot of resources just to get one man down.
Wouldn't believe who's there already as well, Rigon. The name we've said the most in the openings here, and his responsibility is just to cage Secret. He seems to want to clear Secret.
Could get a one-on-one against Cello, who's currently looking the wrong way. More of a difficult clear there, as Synopsy has a look as well. It's back towards lobby for 4 of MIBR. Cello's just drawing a little bit of attention here, and he is doing a good job at this juncture.
Yeah, his responsibility is survival before contact can be taken elsewhere. Steps heard. Flatro safe from the flash. Vision still present for him. 2 flashes invested now. GXX in support, throws a flash of his own. He will be nullified by the flame. Turtle unwilling to commit just yet. 40 seconds, and still the bomb in lobby. This is the duel. Rigon on Cello. Both tagged a little. And just around the corner, Rigon lives on. This is aggressive. And back to turn. Bomb down. Woody not expecting that one. And it's already fallen apart. MIBR need a way back, and Turtle's the one to provide it. Snaps the head off of 2. 18. They got to go quick. Trying to be funny with it. Down the vent. That's brave. And into the claws and clutches of Rigon. That'll do nicely. Another round for the Eagles. And MIBR still flat.
Yeah, it was a bit sketchy on that spray right there. I thought maybe a second he can be able to course correct and get their way down in towards that lower site, but handled here. And it was that aggression, right? There was a moment where 2 players were glued to the attention there of that Cello Secret take, but no pressure was applied. We saw that Cello got a cross, but he didn't put any pressure over towards that lower side. So Rigon's forward position told them early, hey boys, don't worry, they can't be under quickly here. Focus more towards ramp, focus more towards top. The simple flashes towards ramp drew a rotation, but not quick enough to react here. And MIBR blanked early, 5-0.
Yeah, this is where the comms just have to be super crispy. You know, you can't rest on your laurels. 5-0 feels good, but it doesn't take much for things to spiral back in favor of your adversary. Cash-wise, MIBR are going to have to do something quite avant-garde. Not everyone will be able to fully invest.
Yeah, and that's why the second timeout's come on through, just to have this conversation. They don't have to go all in. It's starting to look like they're having some purchases coming through. A MAC-10, some AKs being invested here, a CZ for Cello. This is the thing. They have max loss bonus, so as long as they leave themselves, you know, about that 800 to 1,000, they will be able to rebuy into the next. Not possible for Cello because of the save, but the rest have left enough cash here. So you can see this type of buy means, hey, it looks threatening now, but we can get a full buy into the next round, no dramas. Now the question is, with this MAC-10, do they want to get stuck in? Do they want to go a little bit quicker here?
T-side CZ as well. Looking forward to seeing if Cello can really get anything done with that. Oh, and great initial flashes through the skylights, and it's Saneri full blind, unloading into 1. And immediately MIBR sent packing from this top commit.
Yeah, well, that was an investment to try and get away with some space here. But as I said, heads-up Counter-Strike against the Eagles right now. They're very hard to stop individually, and Rigon gets another chance to mow down a few.
There we go. Already in the double digits, and ooh, that's the CZ kicking into gear. A quick shot across the bow, but Flatro in position, ready for the repeat. 3 here. Bait, switch, bit of a flash on himself, and Cello could have an opportunity. He does. 2 on the side of 3 from Cello. His first 3 frags, and he's making a round out of this. This would be quite the flip of the script. Smoke to nullify decon threat. It is Scenari low from the double doors, and he strikes just as the bomb does go down. Gives Cello more room to maneuver. GXS has missed the shot. This gets sketchy for a moment, but BNE pull it back up thanks to the handiwork of Cello. We get a bomb plan.
Yeah, as you mentioned on the T side, CZ, you don't see that every day of the week. So get a lot out of that. It's able to do a lot of damage here. Just keep that CT economy slightly humble, because if they got away with another clean one there, could have been some real dramas. But handled, 6-0. Woody, he made sure he could invest in the AWP right now. So this is telling that the pace of the game should change, right? You want to allow that AWP to at least try and isolate some fights or set up to buy you space here. So let's see how Woody wants to apply the big green. GXX on the other side to do the same.
Yeah, I've forgotten that Nuke can be slow. MIBR don't seem to know. Here's Woody. He might just put his head in the vice if he's not too careful. Synopsys gone aggressive into the lobby this round, and he's actually already taken the lobby lurk down. That's going to force MIBR to acknowledge to me. I just saw Joe to get down vents, if I'm not mistaken. So that's something to keep our eyes on as he progresses. He will have to make a sound cue. You can see the Rigon's already aware.
Yeah, very aware of this here. Still a gap, but if he just stays in the doors, it's not going to account for a lot here. They have the number advantage, and Synopsys needs to be very careful here. Could give her his life for free, and there's no need for this.
Looking the wrong way, and an immediate frag ties everything back up, but 4 apiece.
He only saw 1 as well, so he's given his life over for just 1 piece of information, which doesn't count for anything.
This is tough.
Well, here's the thing, right? If you know that Joda's lower, you have 2 options. You can either try and get across Secret, right, and get on down. He can hold the vent rotation, but you need to cross GXX's AWP. Now, they have 1 smoke on Woody, and GXX is actually relocated here. They might be able to just walk across, you know. Yeah,
but he's timed it well. The smoke implies a commitment, and he will have vision for the first. Flashed off and spots them. That was the bomb, no less. He saw Woody with the bomb. Surely that's info for the rotate down. Rigon is already deep on the site.
Joined by Flatro.
And GXX catches the tail of the assault. Cello outside down. 3 remain, and they are still in limbo. 25 seconds. You do have to get that bomb down, lads. Smokes are up, flashes too. It should get them through the decon door, but Rigon's here to deny. And down goes Woody with a quick stab to the back of the head. Jota has to do more than just frag. He has to plant. And it's Scenari. Rotates in. Oh, that's a bit of a fumble. It could get awkward, but so is the clock. 8 seconds. Jota fakes at 8, and that's the end of that. Bad news, Eagles. They're happy to biff.
It's going from strength to strength right now. This is a different type of round that they handled. The rotations, as you mentioned, that little vent drop coming on in should have caused some issues. But Synopsys' initial lobby push right there, as we saw him scamper back through hut, you will see the incendiary right here on the floor. This is the gimmick incendiary that you throw in the corner of the door right there to make it seem like it's a standard protocol utility round. So that's great little work right there to grab them an opening, and actually it paid on out in a big way because he ended up giving away his life for almost free there. So the good and the bad, but the round still for the Eagles. And money starting to be a real issue for MIBR here.
That's a real one.
Yeah, don't walk through that one, Cello.
But I mean, those gimmicks, what better time to pull them out? 6-0 up. That's when you start throwing something fruity at them. And here comes Cello, head to head. Synopsys consistent in this hut hold. He has unloaded his mag and lost his life. Scenari called upon. 1 down, 1 more to go. It's exit with a long range Mac 10. Does meet his maker at the hands of the AK, and now just Woody still in the lobby. GXX's close quarters on the AWP, might be hitting the quick scope if he's lucky, but low and susceptible to a Tech 9, just like
Saved by the Flatro.
And a 0-8 for Woody has not got his teeth into this one.
They're having a great time. You can see the reactions right there, but this is the lead that the Eagles need to be able to keep on going, right? You do see them get into games early, and then the comeback is always made possible. So how flexible can they say? This is the 3rd timeout from MIBR in 8 rounds of play. They're obviously under the pump. There's no doubt about that. The score line does the saying right there, and Woody being 0-8, Exit being 1 for 7. 2 individuals here not really getting out the blocks. But on the other side, everybody's fragging.
We've seen, you know, first Gunny, they're dying open kills with an aggressive yard play. this one before. Your lobby holders getting caught out as you pressure Yard with an aggressive move from BNE. And if you do find an opener, they seem more than happy to kind of let you just have enough rope to hang yourselves.
Well, we can frame a lot of this, right? On these lower buy rounds, they've tried to dictate the pace with faster plays. That plays into BNE playing heads-up Counter-Strike and just winning those opening duels from favorable position through protocol utility. And then when it's not a top rush and it's a default round with smokes, as you mentioned in the first gun round, it was Yard aggression. In the next, it was the lobby push with the gimmick. So they're dictating when they're expecting these defaults to come on through, and that's what we should be getting into round number 9.
And if you're MIBR, just quaking in your boots. You don't know what's going to be thrown at you next. Like, say, an aggressive AWP ramp.
Well, let's see how far he wants to go. He has a bodyguard of Rigon here as well. They could push the issue, and they will. Of course they will.
Oh, it would really sour the MIBR camp's mood. They're going to go for a boost here on T-Ven. But as the AWP crawls, oh, Woody spots him out. Oh, he can get both, and he does. Finally, BNE punished for their aggressions. Let's see if MIBR can translate this into a victory.
They have a player lower right now, so ramp would be the best port of call, and I think Woody knows exactly that, starting to make his way on over. There's nobody available to deal with this, and if they double push hard, this is a perfect position from exit to get both.
Only got 16 bullets, though, so he does have to be quite precise. Bomb's already going down. He hears them there. Cello still resides in lobby, so MIBR set for success here. And finally, breaking their silence, their 8-round silence. Synopsy to put his head right in the crosshair. Cello plays the reaction speed test.
You won't expect this now if you're Flatro. Why would you be expecting 2 players in the lobby? Look, exit gives up the position, but does finish off the kill, and beautiful stuff, well handled, and that is Woody's first 2 kills of the game right there. So great to get him involved, and you can see how that immediately translates into a round. So good stuff. They've been able to weather this storm, but now it's about bringing it back into a respectable scoreline. The half's not done, even though it looks like a very bleak scoreline. That was a little boost that we were highlighting, and great stuff from Woody there. Starting to combine here as a bit more of a unit. But yeah, this is the thing. It looks bad with 8-0, but now 8-1, but it could very quickly become 8-7, 9-6. So hold on tight, because BNE have already exhausted most of the cash in the coffers here.
Oh, this is quick. Turtles are ready. Look at that, ahead of the util. GXX none the wiser. They have gotten across to Secret.
Flatro's already lower.
Oh, down goes the AWP. Woody again puts his name in the feed. Back-to-back rounds, he's now finding bloodshed. And not his own. Rigon summoned to address the Yard gap. He will have main, and you can see the Turtles already down there. They may not be ready for this. On Flatro. Responsible. And that's another one for Woody. Lovely shutdown. It may fall to Flatro, and he may not be ready for this. Great shot out of Turtle. MIBR starting to find what could be a full clean T round, and that is a necessity considering the way this one started.
Yeah, big problems right now for the Eagles. As I mentioned, the cash has been spent, and if Synopsy and Scenario want to save, right, that's probably a conversation they're already starting to have. Synopsy would need multiple kills on the crossover towards Secret here, and it's not even a certainty that it will be the B bomb site just yet. Walking down ramp, they have control of the lower site in the palm of their hand, but it's about getting that bomb on down. It's unlikely that this one goes wrong, but there's always still a chance.
The only thing that's making me nervous is that bomb's position in sync with Synopsy. He's not actually, he's no longer holding it, so no stress. Exits down. Info relayed, and
yeah,
4 of them down lower.
Yeah, do you want to go for it? Even if you flash into the vent, Joda could probably turn it in time. They have to save to stay threatening. But you could see here after they lost that opening kill, that's when it became a little bit more individual, right? And waiting for the pushes. So MIBR have gone, hey, we know exactly what they're doing. They're coming for these aggressive maneuvers. If we can throw some utility so they search for info and they walk into our crosshair, all we have to do is click. And obviously right now the ones who've been doing the better clicking have been the Eagles, but this is great. Woody in 2 consecutive rounds has managed a multi-kill. Right, that's the change of tune. 2 big AWP kills as well against, well, I don't want to say both AWPers, but Rigon did pick up that AWP to have a second crack. Scenario now trying to carry that one across to see if they can find some traction with it. But this is where for the Eagles, if they don't want to let the half get away from them, they're the ones that need to make the adjustment. Because MIBR have, right? They've decided if you want to keep playing this aggressive style, we will change, we will wait, and we will hit those necessary shots. And they're getting loud back here. We knew that both these teams were going to come today and put everything into this.
Yeah, I mean, it's all out there on the line. All the practice sessions, late night conversations. And it all boils down to one best of 3. They've played thousands of them. But for both MIBR and BNE, this is where you got to put it all out there.
It's interesting to see the Eagles not go for a timeout here just to see if they wanted to apply these weapons in any special way. I know that they will be looking for a buy into the next here, but maybe even just to address the problems of the last two. This is still quite a threatening round with the pistol upgrades. The AWP now trying to peer on in from the top site.
This is what Woody might be waiting for.
Yeah, if he parks behind CT vent, though, this is great, right? They're not going to be able to molly him out of position at all. He can actually stand and should be good for one unless they bait a shot or early flash. So a power position here, if they do try and linger in towards that top site. He can't really rotate around, though, when required. That is a little bit of an issue here. But also note, Scenario and Synopsy still have smokes. How long, how stoic can they be with these in hand? Position's about to be negated here by this smoke.
Great jiggle. Confirms the AWPing presence is one thing. GXX addressing Yard off the back of that, and you can see that Cello's just kind of parked the bus and returned to the pack. Ooh, Flatro sound cue given. Jota knows there's something close, something fishy afoot. Nerdy Molly doesn't quite spread. They really want to keep MIBR stationary. What are you up to? Flatro falls to his demise. Now they can just execute. GXX from the heavens. Not easy to contribute with the AWP up there. And here they come. Head to head with Woody. Woody already doing damage. Where did that come from? Rigon has shut down 2 on the Deegs, and the pistols are connecting. It's only Woody. And it is more than threatening, Chad. It's lethal. MIBR sent back to spawn, and 3 hearts still beating for BNE. That is going to get the confidence back in the Eagle side.
15 kills for Rigon right now. He's been an absolute monster. 4 on the pistol, 4 on the first eco round, and then he's just been able to get some massive impact there right with the Deagle. We caught a couple of their earlier games within the tournament, and the Deagle was one of his weapons of choice right there for Rigon. So a massive little round from him. I think that Flatro was looking so desperate towards Squeaky Door there because they don't want to keep letting Jota get that squeaky control and drop down Ven. It has been a nuisance in a couple of these rounds here.
I like this. Another change up from them. GXX falls off, uncertain as the outside nades do come in, but Flatro is going to be able to report.
Pop, maybe.
Any cross.
Go? It's the bomb on Turtle, so looking more ramp-centric right now.
Right. And Shelley's trying summon. What the hell? Okay, I think he got a little lost. Finds himself in main. And GXX happy to bring the pain. It's Rigon's ramp. Could come a knock-in. Exit late Yard at the moment. 3 on this top side. So Rigon got a lot on his plate if they do choose to push this. Jiggles from Turtle. He's got GXX as well in support. And that's too easy. Nice tracking. Follows Woody on the wide swing. And now with the bomb in their grasp, MIBR's options looking scarce.
That's perfect now, parking this AWP at range right here. Power position with the bomb down. Rigon can play the one-bow combo. Not even needed. The shot is hit. Exit will get 1 towards Yard, but we'll have to find 4 more kills if he wants to even kick up a stinking around like this. It looks like the way that he's positioning himself, it might even want to be waiting out these 40 seconds for the save. So rounds few and far between. Up to the double digits, the Eagles should find themselves here. Interesting with the 2 types of teams that we have in the server today that we did find ourselves in the Holy Trinity, their map pool. Nuke, Ancient, and Vertigo, if required. I think a bit more of a brawly nature between the 2 here, but Rigon having a look. Ready for this, and cannot connect. Rigon continues to do damage here. Big smiles on the faces. This is probably going a little bit too well. I think
suspiciously well.
Right. Yeah, this is just, everything seems to be working.
Oh no, he's been punching.
I think he's cut himself right there as Mr. Old Flatro. Don't know if he's been hitting the desk.
I'd argue that might have been after the hot death, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Bit of frustration or a very, very passionate fist bump.
Yeah, right there. I see it. Yeah.
You just fully like,
might have to get first aid out there with a band-aid or 2.
We might have to. Yeah, this is attack pause. We might need a medical pause after that one, but that just shows how much passion is involved, and you can see the dismay on the faces of MIBR. There's a long game ahead of us, a full best of 3, but when you've come this far, so much of a lead-in to this game, you can't help but feel that the way in which this game started for MIBR, it's going to test their mental early. 10-5's a great half.
Exactly, yeah, they can still turn it around.
It's so attainable. These calls, what worked, have that conversation. The last time it has been used, it's elapsed bit. Better have given them a good couple of tips.
But this is where it chops and changes a bit. One of them was a 2-man ramp push where Woody got 2 kills, and the other with Woody with the AWP, one top silo and then towards Yard, and the kill came his way, right? So this is where if the Eagles have made the right adjustments. How are MIBR now going to find more rounds? Look at this, look at this.
My, Xenopsy, bloodthirsty. And he does catch lead. Nice from Jota. No rebuttal from the squad. And he's going down. Oh, he should go down to the nade. The spray, he's just paused. Evade all of that trouble. And he's got himself down. Fair play to Jota. I don't know how he's pulled this one off.
Very dicey stuff right there. But again, addressing this Squeaky so aggressively, it's key that the Eagles want to deny this. And this time around, not only have they given up the space, they've given up a death. How do they operate in this 4v5 disadvantaged situation? GXX to try and address Yard, but if the smoke wall lands and there's no gap, he will not be able to deny this secret cross. The rotations will have to be met differently here.
Yeah, and look how mobile they are. We've got 3 members of BNE to contest this. And Scenari's going to push, maybe even going to mantle over for the flank. This could be huge.
Master footsteps.
Huge. Exit. His first victim. Nothing else to report. Jota's in the vents. Flatro loses his life to find that information out. And Rigon, this is a hard one to clear. Jota opens the door though. He's always been found. Big for the MIBR boys. And set for success now.
I don't know. I think that little mask of the footsteps right there to allow the jump up was great. I think one of the issues and the reason they didn't want to spam through the smokes, is he giving this one a
He's having a look, isn't he?
Okay.
He's got all the nades, you know, smoke to force the swing. Oh, you're getting me hyped. Oh, you wouldn't, and he won't. Okay, GXX, I admire it.
It's an attempt.
It is an attempt.
Yeah, but that's going to be the AWP scooped up. So Woody's going to be loving that one. And as you mentioned, 10-5, not a bad half whatsoever. Just 2 more rounds necessary for the Brazilians to get exactly that. The buyback is available here. And again, it's Jota and this annoyance at the squeaky door.
I can't believe it. We saw him get a nade and a full magazine of M4A4 thrown at him, but just through cutting himself, just standing right in the middle of nowhere, he manages to evade. And a brilliant round from MIBR. Can they build upon it, string together 2 consecutive rig on? Yeah, he's bringing it back to Cello. Look at the crossfire established. Okay, it will be at least tested. And Turtle at least stops it before it gets out of control.
Jota's down the vent again. He's done it again. He's been able to slip on down. How are they addressing this? Flatro over towards Secret. I don't know if he's aware.
Jota certainly is of the potential.
Has to make a sound cue here. Yeah, not looking. Flatro might die on the side of the head. Yeah, he will. Jota should have this kill every day of the week.
He wants to wait for ramp. Now they know. Suddenly, Synopsy swings out. He reveals himself, and now MIBR set for success. Woody not looking. Bad cover and a flurry of frags back. MIBR have fumbled. And it's GXX to put the nail in the coffin. Yeah, they will get loud after that one.
Yeah, and I don't know how they even pulled that one off. Flatro goes on down. You're thinking to yourself, at this point, they not only have the lower control, they've completely pants the rotator. And then what's the rush? You're right, Woody's looking the wrong way, expecting a push towards the lobby position as well here. The desperate swing of Synopsy gets something, and that allows GXX to be activated for 2 big kills. It all kind of just fell apart in an instant right here. Looking good until it wasn't for the Brazilian side.
Whoa, that's going to hurt. Could get worse. 12 as well on the agenda. Can we stop Jota from getting down the vents? Hasn't held them back, at least, not in this previous.
Well, Flatro's down again to address Yard. I guess if you can cut off 1 point on the way on down, at least you might stifle this. Nade could be good here.
Heard them. They don't know. 1 done. Cello CZ again, good for the first. And now they've got some pace, some threat, at least. The bomb descending. Rigon is always ready. This low sight, lots of pesky hard clears. It's Woody's task. And he is knocked to infinity and beyond. Cello, exit, what have you got? Enough to at least make the round interesting. A 3-on-3. Synopsy, chance. Oh, and between the wickets. Leaves the bomb to go down, safe. Stralis plant, Scenari still on the top site, and GXX might have Cello with that. Oh, wrong choice of the 2. A Deagle wallbang could have done it. Oh, okay. Looks like MIBR have done enough to end on a high, but there's no reason not to go for this. And GXX falls first. Scenari very slow on this. MIBR 4th. Just a couple of seconds away. is MIBR's pick, and they muster 4 on their T side.
Yeah, well, this here is where we get into those conversations, right, about the way that the game is being played at the moment here with this Silenced M4. Apparently, the Silenced M4 is not Flatro's weapon of choice anyway, but the CT sides, that's where the whole conversation has been about in this current meta. And in that regard, winning this T-sided pistol right now for Eagles could spell disaster for MIBR, who want to do exactly what just happened to them, do a shutout early. I think it was 8-0 before the Brazilians were able to get on the board. So the pistol for both teams extremely important here for the Eagles to close it down quick as you like, for MIBR to start this comeback. And as soon as you get that pistol round, you win against the first force by, you win the first gun round, you're back in it, right? You're starting to believe, you know, it's the CT side of Nuke. Let's see how the Eagles want to start structuring this T half. For them, they just need one of these playmakers to have a pocket full of pistol kills. They're going to be setting themselves up to close this one down.
Let's see what the call is off the break. BNE have been throwing out some rather unique pistols, and success has been high.
Okay, well, Cello spots one on the jump there, but information is kind of getting collected everywhere. Main smoke thrown. GXX allowed to work in yard with this P250 in hand. Out ramp they come.
Yeah, Cello immediately will turn tail. Here's the descent of
Bomb's
3, and
here,
they're just bouncing in. Yeah, this is a big duel for the yard player, but Cello's already handling business. Plucks Rigon from the pack as well. And it's the bomb delivered to Dark. Flatro needs this. Block, double frag required. Maybe even a triple. He spots out exit on Deacon. He's got the info. Now he needs some frags. It's not looking great. There's the first. More required. It's Sineri who meets his maker. And no bullets. Still alive is Flatro. Full 1v5. Poor soul. Just the one more will do. MIBR, compulsory pistol in the pocket.
And that's what you want to see. Trying to get them fired up here, right? You know that MIBR are just as loud. They can be just as passionate, and they can use that momentum in the same way. So great pistol round to win. Now, MIBR in their first half opted to take a full save. It looks like the Eagles are set on doing, well, something similar. Some light pistol upgrades. It's a Deagle for Flatro, a P250 in the hands of Rigon, and Glocks for the other 3. So if Flatro can find them an opening with this Deagle, there is a chance to get excited about something if you are an Eagles fan. Otherwise, too much of a muchness of how this first half kicked on off. Turtled up here, nobody overstepping the mark towards yard. This is positive signs to avoid that Deagle, right? They're not charging from warehouse. They're not trying to get up close towards that T-Red box. They're actually playing reserved in main, and well, as you can see from the heavens right here on the jiggle, would have to be a banger of a Deagle shot here to be able to peel the head off of Jota.
Something the Eagles have become known for. Certainly the capacity for those spicy Deagles. And if Woody turns around, he might get Deagled in the side of the head. That's only the one, though. Turtle from the top rope. RKO out of nowhere, and Synopsy with his little block gets little done.
Okay, well, this is where we get to see what flavor the Eagles are about to approach this T-half with. Woody's into the AWP early here. Big green equipped. It's going to give them a lot more flexibility in how they want to approach these CT setups. Surprising still not to see a timeout, right? Knowing that you have this type of a lead from the Eagles, I'm sure that they spoke about their game plan and how they would have approached this map here, but if you've got them, you may as well use them before the game just completely runs away from you here. 5-round lead, deep flash from Jota. Going to try and park himself towards the left-hand side of Warehouse. Great position here to get them if they do try and flick around towards the heavens. Deep smoke towards Squeaky, and taking their time about this.
That looks nice.
So they're actually backpedaling now to do the smoke wall yard. They have 3 smokes remaining. Back to spawn to line them up. Chucking himself into the corner right there is Scenario, looking like he wants to throw the same variation I believe Perfecto does for Na'Vi. Diagonal smoke wall will land. And, oh, wow, he spotted something right there, Jota. That is massive. Rigon did not stand a chance.
Yeah, really couldn't ask for more from your yard rifle. Catches it immediately, and here comes the main body of the assault. You can see Cello's Sixth Sense tingles. Jota loses his head immediately, and a dink is great. Cello gets away is better. They don't have to commit. We still have 40 seconds. Ramp is theirs, and so is Lobby. as they will wrap back around. Turtles advancing into Synopsy. Woof, looking the
Needed
wrong
that.
way, but snaps in. They're so low, though. Exit can take them both. Paranoid about Heaven, justifiably. Scenario needs it. Good flash from Flatro, but it's GXX with an opening.
They both can't come up the vent here. If they're both trying to come up the vent, there's just no way. They're going to have to try and pivot quickly up Secret here. Need to get a move on. Bomb's getting planted. Post plant getting established.
Wow. They dug themselves out of quite the ditch there.
This is just going to be the save right here. They don't
Has
want to
to
give this
be.
AWP over. Cello as well, already starting to make his way over towards T-spawn. And just with the diagonal smoke wall, Rigon goes down, and you think there's real problems here. But it's that Flatro kill onto the rotation onto Jota, right? He quickly got a move on after the smoke wall was up, understood that he couldn't be much help from that position. But he got sat on down, absolutely obliterated right there. It's a huge kill from Flatro, but Turtle being close in hut and not converting that kill, that was the one that really came back to bite them. There's one for Cello on the way out the door. A little bit of damage done to the finances, but bomb will go off. 12 confirmed. They can buy here, right? Exit could get into an M4. Cello could drop one as well, and then they could get an MP9 for the last. So there is still a chance to stay threatening, and you'd like to if you were MIBR with a saved AWP and an M4. Starting to juggle and drop those guns across here. And remember, they used 3 timeouts in that first half, so they're not going to have many options right now to do that here in the second. You can't take it this early, even though you'd love to have the coach chip on in to maybe advise on how you want to use these goodies. And never mind, they're able to get out M4s for everybody, but lacking util. Only 2 incendiaries right now, and they're both going to be used here to stop out this top rush.
It wasn't coming.
He's through. He's
They're
not going to expect
walking
this.
the
He's not going to
smoke.
expect this.
He's already got lots on his plate. Cello now happy to strike again with an opening. So ramp control conceded, but MIBR with the man advantage, still guessing, still uncertain as to how many were there. Support from Jota as well, down to the low site. It's just bullets for the CT side now, and well, Cello's got plenty of them. Another nice dink and execution, and he's not done yet. They're still unable to find him. Flatro's still good for the one. Some legs to this as Rigon stops Cello before he can find more than the 3 he's already posted.
Pistol out for Woody, Alex.
USP.
Spotted.
Still a threat, though. Halves the health of Rigon and gets the hell out of dodge. You may as well. You've got the man advantage. You do not want to let it slip.
If they went back towards topside right now, this could be a good call. Just coming up the vent. Turtle's going to be able to tuck in towards CT vent here. Hard clear.
Yeah, GXX, let's see what you got on the rifle. Known to walk, but does not clear it. Neither does Rigon. Still down into the site for the first, but cost him a great deal of his health. Exit from main side. Silent climb out of Woody, and he's considering going down the vent maybe. Rigon, not ready for main, but they're not checking. He just gets down. Loud though. 8 seconds, he
They
might
can chase him,
just
has
have
to
time. Just, oh no. Yeah, no time for that. Just a
Not
little
after time,
fumble, and
not
after
after time.
Rigon will go down, and now MIBR know what they've done.
Oh, okay. That one right there, getting a little bit tricky with it, was Rigon. I love the idea. And if he just got in there, he would have had enough time to get that bomb down, but would have been completely exposed. You can see that he ran them around the map. They made them rotate so much right there. So the Eagles did a good job of keeping MIBR moving. That opening gambit as well through the ramp smoke, taking contact, not making any sound cues. It did surprise Cello, but he did a lot of work right there onto the first and stalling them out down the ramp position. Back to the pistols here, and this comeback is on.
Oh, caught on the unscope, but it just gives a new lease of life. A second attempt for Flatro. Looks like Jota's got a few too many targets and not enough bullets. Does go down. Turtle happy to farm on up, and this one doesn't get too much further than the opening gambit on main.
Oof.
Not to be underestimated is Rigon.
It's the Rigon Deagle.
Yeah. Distracted, baited, and executed. So 12-8, a 4-round deficit for MIBR, and with every round, the guttural squeal coming on out of MIBR, because they know, well, not only is this their map pick, but a bleak start, dug out in the second. They managed to forge 4 rounds. So far, Eagles have 1 round to boast from their T side.
I'm still surprised not to see a timeout here as well. You saw how quickly MIBR were using them within their first half, just trying to take as many opportunities to have a chat, because if the Eagles aren't getting into the sites and not getting the bombs down, it's going to make these buys few and far between. Checks is even into a scout right here, so let's see how this fares against Woody's AWP on the other side. Take the pace out of it again here. I have liked the way that the Eagles have moved across the map and been able to trade off of one another. It's been tidy stuff.
You can see their positions implies a top exec, but no one's in lobby to go off of this.
If they want to throw the util towards top and then try and get across yard dry, I'm sure that's something that the Eagles would do to back their aim. They are setting up the smoke walls as well, so keeping the feet planted towards A. Jota clearing yard right now. If he backpedals and assumes it's clear, it would be the wrong call, but now the smoke's come over. It is confirmed that something's on the other side.
Okay, Cello is smoked off. Jota with a lot to do here, and there is Rigon he's going to be trifling with. That's a nice smoke. You're not going to be brave enough to jump into that. Flatro considering it. He's just on the lip. His feet could be slapped here. Yeah, nice angles management from Jota. Another opening kill for MIBR's defense, and he can back away happy, but look at the gap that has been formed. Synopsy up against Turtle. There's so many bodies. He calls at least 2 topside. GXX has got a scout, and that won't get him far. Rigon meets Turtle too. Oh. And it's Zaneri!
Wow.
Zaneri! Things get hairy for MIBR. 10 seconds. Jota, though, forcing the flames. He has to go up. He knows where he is. But from what a shot! The 180! But Jota, braving the flames, will stop them from embarrassment. Good God, Zaneri. 4 frags in a very short space of time. Reminds MIBR who they're up against.
What a sequence right there. And that 4th shot. What was that?
Yeesh.
I know they didn't get the round. I know that it looked one-way traffic right there, but that individual display was massive. Gonna take a timeout, gonna have a talk about things finally. The first one called for the Eagles right here. Maybe just to calm on down Zaneri, because if he wants to go on that level of a tear again, I'd love to see it.
Bro, the reaction.
That was huge.
In a different universe, Jota was behind the molly and forced to come up late.
The timing right there.
Let's see that again. The second,
great.
The third is ridiculous, but the 4th, something to behold. Look at it. Good God. You can celebrate, but I'm surprised you ain't got some sweat on your forehead after that one. So 9 for MIBR.
That could be a massive round right here, especially if the Eagles bounce back in. If they keep this one threatening or even win it with this low buy, they're going to break MIBR. Their cash is really strapped right now. That was huge from Zaneri, and here we go.
Okay. Charging in. Flashes were good, but Woody is better on that AWP, and Exit's still ready to receive them. I like this gap. Synopsy might have just slipped. If he plays this right, times it well. Woody not having any of it. Quick reaction shot out of him. Okay, so the bad news Eagles, as threatening as they may be, struggling in the same capacity MIBR did here on Nuke.
Wrong way. I think he's known now.
Oh, a nice warning shot. Rigon unable to find it. It's an area again.
Have another crack.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he could click a head or 2. God, he's ready for the 180s, this kid.
Yeah, the crosshair keeps landing in the right place time and time again. But that was good from MIBR, right? The way that we were framing that was if a lot of damage was done, it would have put MIBR in a really rough spot late, right? Because think about this. Their loss bonus is bottom of the barrel. It just takes them losing 1 round without any cash left over in the reserves, and they will have to go for a force or a save, right? And most likely with a 1,400 loss, you traditionally see the force. And if they don't win the force, well, that's the bad news Eagles up to 14. So that is going to stay as an ever-present threat until MIBR stretch their legs in the finance department.
No open yard from the CTs. They've once again put their trust and their faith in Jota. Did it once. Let's see if he can do it again. Full yard smoke set up. You can see 4 members of Eagles about to release utility at the same time. So this is where they have to make the move. They've got 15 seconds, 20 seconds to get everything you wanted out of the use of this util.
Are they missing a smoke here? Are they going to throw this one on the fly? There's a gap in their L block right now.
Yeah, they do on the fly, okay.
They might use this to pivot in towards main here.
Would be an interesting call. Loud Rigon as he charges into Jota's warehouse. Oh, it's a hard clear. Bags are going to be turned here. Bags not turned. Ready to clear. Oh, they don't expect it. Look at this. A multi-kill round winning from Jota. And the Bad News Eagles, that might be another fist to desk moment, because not only was it the double chat, it was the bomb. That is a very bitter pill to swallow. Flatro reminds us what he can do.
They still know he's in warehouse. The problem is the time right now. We're at 35 seconds. They have to take Jota out of the equation, get the bomb, or the round is basically done.
Synopsy's actually going to get this duel without Exit really messing him up. This has to happen now. Synopsy has to hit this first headshot, and then they can move. Bang. Okay. 3v3 established, but that clock is their worst enemy. Never mind the 3 Brazilians. 15. Oh, agonizing for the T's. GXX just posts himself straight into Woody's line of fire. 10. Gross. Flatro, back turned. What can you say? The victims of Jota in the warehouse. And now you can see smiles and belief starting to creep into the MIBR camp.
Jota has been the most influential player, even though, well, before that round he didn't have the most kills. He still doesn't. He's at 17, just one behind Turtle here. I just think the positions in which Jota was able to find himself on the T half contributed to the rounds that MIBR were able to pick up. And now on the CT side, the kills and the rotations that he's had have meant an awful lot for MIBR here. That one right there is massive. The fact that you can peer out from that position and know that you have 2 kills on a silver platter is huge.
They're going for a quick pop. Exit, playing anti, expecting the fight, but still gets flashed up. A tree, Rigon with 2, but look how many bodies have hit the deck. It was a complete whitewash. Left in a 1v3 with a full round to play out, and yeah, Woody happy to push out, draws the cross, Cello with the dunk, and we tie things up. They are ignited on fire. That means 5 sequential rounds, more than that now. It's 6. On the trot from MIBR. Grand total of the half lines at 8-1. You can see their setup.
Well, this right here is MIBR's first chance in this game to take the lead. Real opportunity for them now if they convert against this buy of the Eagles yet again. They took a partial, they tried to hit top, and they were stalled on out. Quite a mirror of these two halves here. Neither team really getting away with too much of a game plan. Difference maker is MIBR could rely on Jota to get that squeaky and vent control. Right now, there's nothing that it feels like the Eagles can replicate. There's nothing that even feels like a threat. Remember, within that first half, the Eagles were desperate to deal with this position, and Turtle's been mollied out. This is it. Synopsy doing his best Jota cosplay. Has made his way down the vent, but straight into the man himself.
More impact. More impact fragging.
Read like a book, right? His positioning right now at the start of these rounds has been fantastic. Really good stuff from Jota here.
Going yard, I'm in warehouse. Going vent, I'm in vent. What's next on the agenda for the Bad News Eagles? Your first gambit has been completely rumbled. I like the boost. Usually good to clear that stairs position, and Woody may find himself there, but at the moment is sending, and a boost as well.
Perfect.
So they can just park Cello ramp, worry about everything else as a unit.
Yeah, turtling up right now is perfect. GXX would have to hit a banger of a shot right now to clear out this Heaven player of Woody. Maybe it's Rigon's turn as he slips in towards main, creeping forward in the smoke. The top hit is impending right now.
Woody just committed to the site. So they're gambling correctly. Edge of the smoke. Rigon. Flash. Not going to succumb to the Woody. Oh, again he hits it. Oh man, close line. Turtle on the hut. Looking for trouble. One does get down the vent. It is the bomb on Sceneri, but if he's too lackadaisical about this, he's not going to be ready for Jota. Not ready for Jota. More impact as he denies the bomb plant. And it will be MIBR taking the lead for the first time this game.
Well, GXX has given away his position with that smoke. He's just going to try and hold on to this AWP, and I think they'll give it to him because what type of impact is he meant to find? They just turtle up MIBR, right? After they get this kill, they just play these passive angles, right? You saw there, and you mentioned Woody dropping in towards the site. Well, they still had Exit up on the top rope right there as the insurance policy in case anything did go wrong, right? This turtle up approach, and I'm not talking about the player of MIBR right here, right now, is perfect. There's just no way to get in. They're not giving the Angels over. They're not giving the chance to find those kills. They're forcing them to play with the utility, walk through their own smoke walls, try and get that space. And when they do in certain situations, they've fallen foul to maybe a one-way smoke that's been thrown or mismanaging angles of it, walking through, not clearing all their corners, not expecting players to lie in wait. They've just been walking into this wall of MIBR.
And this is the other side of that coin. Sure, whilst you're loud and while the rounds are flowing, you're just kind of driven by that momentum, but the opposite side of it is when you come into that second half and you start noticing the absence of that vocalization.
This is where it needs to get more free-flowing. This is where the Eagles kind of need to spread their wings and fly, as it were, because they need to operate with something that is a little bit more outside of the box, right? Drop the cross smoke towards red, but play in front of it and take a fight. Force MIBR to be out of position because they know how to react to your utility and your plays perfectly right now. If you keep doing it by the book, by what you've seen in the demos, MIBR are the ones who are handling that. This is where we need the Eagles' flair if they want to find themselves a T-sided round.
There's no absence of flair on this roster. So instead of the vents, using the wall of smoke to just park Synopsy safely and unannounced across.
Well, here's the flare.
Here's the flare. He's actually not going secret. He is taking a huge gamble. Not even concerned about the potential for Jota in that warehouse. Not there this time. Woody for the responsibility of ramp, but look at Synopsy crawl. Agent 47 behind enemy lines. Woody's advancing. If they connect this, this could ruin everything.
Flasher's not ready. I think he was spotted.
Yeah, he is. He's just going to be a free frag. Caught moonwalking out, and now they can do the same at that opening pick. But here comes Synopsy. You're not ready for that. Oh no! Completely fumbles. Woody does not react in time, but Cello will stop it before it does spiral. Now MIBR get to play that game again.
Yeah, the turtle up. It begins again. Back in towards that shell. Jota towards lower with Cello. The two over towards the top side can lock things down as well as Turtle makes his way back up the vent. The squeaky's not even blown off here, Alex.
You heard it.
Oh!
No, the crosshair is bang on the noggin.
It's all on exit.
He's got three. Advancing into his position already. Handles GXX. It's Scenari that keeps them in it. Bomb down, 2-on-2. Cello from the vent. It should have been spotted out. Oh no, Rincon Brave puts himself right in front of Cello. Will win the duel, and it puts Jota, Mr. Impact, into a very difficult clutch scenario. Up heaven silently. Scenari and Rigon trying to bring something home for the Eagles. The first fight's given, and Scenari will strike when necessary. Okay, 2 rounds found on this T side so far.
Wow, and that was space that was Synopsy was able to get away with. I don't know if you're going to be able to replicate that. The fact that he was able to creep the entire way around there unaccounted for was huge. He didn't get the impact he was looking for. It's a couple of times we've seen Woody just get shot in the back, expecting his teammates to be able to cover him off. And this one right here, a decent attempt from Jota, right? It would have only taken a moment or two to swing on over if Scenari didn't hit those shots, but trying to reignite themselves right now are the Eagles. 13-13 tied up again. Mac 10's out, pace change.
Could be. Molly ignoring it completely, but with the HE combined, and look at the multi! Cello has taken 2 of the Eagles out of the sky in the opening 10 seconds. Again with this man advantage for MIBR.
Jota's already down towards lower here, and they have 2 smokes. If they want to smoke window and doors and allow that AWP to post up on single, with Squeaky being blown off, they will have to smoke over towards those doors. No way about it. Oh, chopping and changing positioning here. The virtue that the AWP is up the heavens. If he misses a shot, they can scale quickly.
He's got an extra smoke. Woody paranoid.
Very scary stuff for Woody here.
The smoke especially, like, you know that's going to keep him busy. Fakes the drop off, hoping to pull and lull that Hell player in, but there's no one there. It's 3-man wolf pack coming into Jota's domain. 2 smokes, they got the T's crossed, the I's dotted. Bomb to be planted. Turtle starts to rotate as he hears more and more of those nades.
Big gap in this, and they broke the window for him.
Oh yeah, he can get pretty funky with it. GXX may not be anticipating a window maneuver. Turtle to come through single. You can see the responsibilities have been outlined. Another vent descent. Couple of steps. Doors open. Everything hanging on by a thread here. Timing crucial. Nice nade. Jota alive though, and now Turtle's coming out single. Jota's down from the windows. It's all onto Flatro. GXX strikes for the first. It's a 1-on-1. Fakes the bomb. He sees they're off it. Hard shot! GXX has missed it, and Exit should have it. Okay, 14 is locked on in for MIBR, but a valiant attempt from Bad News Eagles. Again, these 3v4s coming down to the wire.
Yeah, look, they get the bomb down there, but they were set up, and the patience of MIBR in that retake, the fact that they're all happy to come on down the vents to join Jota in towards that lower site, it was well played from the Eagles to get themselves in. But this right here, you could see they knew that they were a bit more strapped for cash, tried to take some space. Cello gets 2. If you only got 1, maybe it wouldn't have been enough, because a 4-on-4 in this situation, that extra man could have been the difference maker. And that CT smoke that they limped on out, it meant the world for Exit. Able to isolate that fight, play over the top of it. It drew GXX in. Otherwise, he would have had a clear line of sight towards that bomb.
You saw the interview on HLTV, MIBR talking about what Cello brings and what his attitude brings when he's screaming his head off. Tends to ignite the passion in the whole team. Top of the scoreboard now.
GXX there just rubbing the eyes. Hopefully not too frustrated with how the previous went down, because they're not out of it just yet. 14-13 the score reads. Money fragile. Very fragile for MIBR here. Remember, they're on the knife's edge. That loss bonus, bottom of the barrel, it's going to mean absolutely the world for the Eagles. They could still run this one home in regulation if they pick this one up right here, right now.
So much at stake in a single round, and already we've lost 55 seconds.
And they're turtled up again, right? MIBR, they don't want to take the fight. Come to us.
It is just polar opposites of the defensive spectrum, isn't it? They're so light on. Here, so light on Utah. The main smoke, is it going to be something as simple as that? On the fade, Turtle to be dynamic, swings out. Rigon's already underneath him, and oh wow, Woody's kept him safe, kept him sound, and it's Woody's double this time around. 3 from MIBR, it's Flatro trying to do it all, and it's Turtle that ducks on under, and they know what that implies. MIBR from down in the dumps of defeat, and now on the brink of victory. This was their map pick. The Eagles' defense managed to accrue the 11. Well, time for the 12th for MIBR.
Yeah, we were talking an 8-0 start out of the Bad News Eagles here. It was looking great. They were dictating the pace. They were taking the fights. They were getting in their face. But now they have been absolutely blank. They lack that constant presence of annoyance that Jota managed to do for MIBR in the first half. Spam on through. Lots of damage done. Jota, the man, the hero, chipped away out here. 55 points of health remain. But what is the way in? What door do they knock on? They're given so much space. We've seen Synopsy try and punish it in a couple of different variations. A yard lurk quickly around towards the heavens. Try to make his way out. Squeaky drops into the vent and goes on down. They have the space. They're being given the space. It's not like they even have to take it here, as Jota has a little bit of a look, pokes his head up secret, and sees absolutely nothing towards the yard position right now.
Jota's been finding impact all over the shop. And this could be the headshot. AK VM4. Jota spotted out. And that's enough from him. Anticipating the reaction. Oh, Woody. Rigon! Oh, what a headshot! He does pluck Woody out of hell. Like a bat out of hell, heading to heaven. Flatro, that's the bomb. Turtle does spin around already. The bodies are dropping for the Eagles. Getting plucked apart. Synopsy, all Ceneri gone, and that'll do nicely. They find their voices, they find that passion, the fire burning bright in their belly as MIBR take their map pick. What a recovery.
Yeah, getting absolutely fired up there, and can understand why. When they were down in the dumps when it was 8-0, it was looking bleak, but timeout after timeout from Bit, the coach, to try and get them a couple of rounds, right? 11-4, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good whatsoever, but 4 was enough. They put up the CT wall in that same fashion right there, and the Eagles, that was a chance to get 1-0 up in this series, and now put them onto the back foot going into their own map choice. The